last year ended up great. Like, do you kind of look at that and go, people are maybe overreacting, or there's still a lot of room for optimism and that kind of thing?
I'm always optimistic, just because um, like I've been through a lot in my life, and I always do believe that things always ended up um, going the way that I kind of expected it to go, and that's not by chance. It's just because I tend to always stick to doing the right things and working hard, and I do believe that hard work kind of like always kind of like pays, and so that's why I always have that mindset, and I think when you've been through what I've been through as a person and as a player, like you believe that all the time.
At the same time, last year, this is when you guys really started to turn it around. Do you guys feel that same urgency right now that
I
now
think
is
I
when
think again, it's a make or miss league, and you win games, you lose games. Like it's like I liked our energy. I thought we played better. I thought our attention to detail was a little better. We made some mistakes, of course, but the energy was better, and we played a good game, and you know some shots go our ways, some shots they made they miss, and we probably win that game. So just trying to take positives from it, and again, like you can always use experiences that you've been through to help you in current situations that you're in. So that's what you try to do.
Even on nights where the bench isn't coming in and scoring a ton, what do you need from those guys, and do you need more from them?
I think we all need to be better. I never look at it as like, oh, this person or this whatever. Like we gotta figure it out. Like we gotta all get better. There's things that I can get better on, and that goes down the line with everyone on this team. So it's easy to just for me to be like, oh, this person didn't do this or that unit didn't do that. But we gotta get better. We all in this together. Like it's like whatever player is here is like a representation of me, a representation of the organization. Like and if we're not doing what we're supposed to do as a team, like that's what it is. Like we all take it, and for me, that's how I see it. Like I'm not pointing no fingers. Like we all got to get better, and for us to be able to do it, we all got to do it together.
Gary's playing very well, but it also seems like you play off of him very well at the same time. What's that dynamic like between the two of you?
I think for me, I just again like I feel like I command a lot of that attention. I try to make the right plays, and Gary's been awesome. Just taking the shots that he has and making them play with confidence, which is like that's the Gary that we want, and we know he's capable of doing those things. And yeah, like again, like I just for me, I just play like off instincts and figure it out who is open and getting them the ball, and he's playing really well right now, and obviously we want him to keep it up and continue to do what he's been doing because he's been awesome.
Pascal, do you look at this stretch right now as an important one? 6 games straight at home and kind of just where things are going, maybe hell starting to turn a little bit?
Right, no, for sure. Which I mean, every game has been important. It feels like every single game like we at that time where it's like we want to turn the page, and this is a good opportunity, great opportunity. And I think that's the thing about the league. Like you get opportunities, and there's games where you play bad, and then like the next day you got to come and play. There's no like what are you gonna do? And I think that this is a perfect opportunity in front of our home crowd, and I just want us to continue to stay together. Hoping that the atmosphere in the arena is great, and we come in with a lot of energy, as players, with everyone, and yeah, this is an important stretch, and just for us, like I don't care if it was at home or away, but we just got to come in and get some games together where we play well, we play to our identity, and we do the things that we know we can do well at a high level, and have great energy around, because I do believe that like that always comes with the game. Like we have to play, but at the same time, I think great energy kind of carries into a lot of good things, and sometimes like basketball is a little bit of luck too. Like and that luck I think comes with you know being together and being a unit and having great energy and I do believe in that, like for sure.
You talked about sticking together a few times there. Even though the results haven't come, do you feel that everybody is basically pulling together?
I think we are. I mean, it is hard because I always say like we can do whatever we can do. Like and we can talk all day. Like I can come here and talk about positivity all day I want, but like winning is hard. Like it's gonna cure like literally everything, and that's what we got to find a way to do. And it is easier said than done to be positive when you're losing, especially if you care about the game the way that I do, for sure. I come in, I take it really seriously, and I work very hard, and I put everything into this. Like like this is all I do every day, every single day, and like I want to win, I want to reward from it. And when you don't get it, it's hard to be positive. But again, I think that's what we have to do. We have to stay together, and find that whatever we need, and get it done.
I think tomorrow will be Serge's first time back with fans in the crowd. Are you excited to see him get probably a pretty good reception?
I mean, I didn't even know that until you said that. So,
You think it'll be big?
I mean, hopefully. I don't know. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, I think the fans they've been really good at some of the guys that was here when they come in, they get a good kind of ovation and all that, and just hope that we win. That's what I really care about.
What's the biggest concern, I guess, about the Bucks tomorrow?
They're a good team.
Well,
Yeah,
in particular, especially if Giannis is available.
Like they're a great team. Like this is the team that we want to be. We want to be at their record. So like that's enough for me. That's enough. Like it's gonna be a hard game, and we got to come in and I think it sounds kind of like whatever that for me to say that we got to focus on us, but that's what it is. Like at this point, it's like it doesn't really matter what the opponent is. We got to figure out what we do and do it well. And it's gonna be a great test tomorrow.
How did it feel to be back out there last night?
Felt good. Having not played for so long, just felt good to be out there.
Pretty fast-paced game. Is that sort of the game that you want to get back out there and get your cardio in and kind of be tested early the way that you were?
Absolutely. I like to play fast pace naturally, so it was kind of like a perfect game for me to come back.
How did it feel after that first stint getting
I was very tired. I was so out of breath. It was crazy. I was so tired I couldn't even drink water. Felt like I was going to pass out. But after that, then I kind of started feeling better. So, yeah.
Is there any simulating something like that? I mean, like, I know
No,
you had
there's no simulation to playing basketball.
Yeah.
You could do all the cardio you want to do. I was conditioning, doing all sorts of crazy stuff, but it was not anything comparable to that.
How about the basketball instincts?
Um,
Come back quickly, or did they take
it took me a little bit to get my feet under me, timing and stuff like that. But as the game went on, as the game progressed, I was able to slowly get my groove back. I'm not saying I fully got my groove back, but the more I play, the more I'm gonna get there.
You see it Nick said in the second half, you were more instinctual, didn't block a shot, get it at the rim, just the flow of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So yeah, like I said, as the game progressed, it became more instinctual for me. Just timing and everything, and second nature. Yeah.
Did Scotty throwing all those alley-oop passes to you hurt or help?
I mean, the first one was good. The second one, he could have just dumped it off to me. I told him, I said, can't have me jumping out here like this. I just came back after over 20 games. But it was good, yeah, just being able to, be out there, get my lungs going again. So, yeah.
Precious, when you're out for that long, you have a unique perspective. What did you see, and what might you want to apply now that you're back in terms of whether it be actually physically on the floor or even what you can advice you can learn to this is what we need to do?
I mean, I think we just got to be more locked in defensively. I think if we play defense to how we know we could play defense, it would be really tough to beat us. Yesterday it was just a couple defensive mishaps here and there. But like I said, those are the things that I think that I saw, big time. The time I was out, just knowing that if we're able to fix the little defensive mistakes that we're making right now, we'll be really good.
I know Otto's still out, but this is as healthy as you guys have been in a while.
Yes.
Knock on wood. And you've got a bunch of home games coming up. Does this feel like an important stretch?
Very, very. I mean, every stretch right now for us is very important. We got to go out there every game and we got to play really tough. We got to be very, very detailed. Staying locked in every single game right now is important for us. I feel like we got our back against the wall right now. So, we got to go out there. We got to follow the game plan. The coaches do a great job providing a game plan. It's our job to go out there and play hard and follow it.
Precious, when you've been out for a while, is it easier to find your rhythm defensively versus offensively? Is there a difference at all?
I mean, I think it's both, depending on the situation you're in. I think it's probably, for me, it's better. It's easier defensively because that's very natural. It comes natural to me. Offensively, it's just knowing, timing, pace and place. I think yesterday I missed a couple easy buckets, in my opinion, just because of timing. I remember I came to the bench, I sent some of my teammates, and I just know that if it was in, a different time, those are, easy buckets for me. But it's just the reading, just being able to make those reads as the flow of the game goes on.
And, you talked about some of the defensive miscues that have been happening and maybe the lack of consistency on that end. When you look back to last season, the growing pains that you went through and then really got clicking, is it frustrating to sort of see some of what happened at the start of last season seep into the season again?
I mean, I think it's very frustrating to know that you are capable of doing something, but you're underachieving in that particular area. Just knowing your potential and knowing that you've done it before. I think that's the more frustrating part. It's not about last season or this season. We know as a unit what we could do defensively, and just us not being able to live up to that potential is kind of frustrating.
Now, not to look too far ahead, but tomorrow you guys play the Bucks and you just got back. What's your biggest concern, or at least area of emphasis, when defending their forwards?
I mean, follow the game plan. Like I said, the coaches do a great job, giving us a great scout for the games. So we're gonna go out there. We're gonna play hard. I'm gonna play hard. Like I said, every game moving forward from now on is very, very important to us. We got to go out there with winning mindset, trying to win the game. Yeah, that's it. There's no if, buts, or ands at this point.
When you look at what happened last night, you didn't go to your bench very much. When you did, you didn't get much out of them. How do you kind of fix that?
Well, it was a tough one last night, I think, from the standpoint of we really were playing very well, and the game shifted, pretty drastically, right? So it made it difficult to decide what to do with the bench last night. I mean, listen, they got to play a little better, and we need them, and we got to get them going. That's the main thing. We can't go through it, but on the night, you got to decide what you think is best, and that's what we tried to go with.
Even on the nights where you're not getting a lot of points from those guys, is there something that sort of that you look at that sort of lets you know whether they're having a?
Yeah, they're just not getting any stops, right? We had them really bottled up, and they weren't scoring at all, and the kind of floodgates opened, and I don't expect them to go out there and maintain the same level of defense that the first unit has, but they got to be able to at least maintain a little bit, right?
Closing quarters was an issue last night as well. When you go back and look at the tape, was it just execution or something that you noticed in kind of all four quarters?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just similar a little bit. I don't think anything super stood out other than the fact that we had some plays there to make, and on the offensive end didn't make them, and we blew a couple coverages late, especially in the first quarter. We blew one late on a play, and they ran the same play like the very next time down, and we covered it perfectly, right? So it's like we just made a couple mistakes.
You guys got 6 games at home. Do you kind of hone in on these and go, look, this is a really important stretch, or you just?
Well, we're honing in on a lot of stuff right now, just trying to play as good as we can. I mean, can't fault our effort at all last night. The guys were playing their absolute guts out, right? didn't get the ball again, didn't bounce our way very well. We didn't make a lot of great shots that we created, etc. But we played super, super hard, and that's what we're trying to do, and hoping that some of those, again, the ball bounces our way, or we get a couple breaks, or that we shoot it a little bit better when we've created wide open shots.
Nick, does a game like last night make you more likely to stay with your starting five, or more likely to play with it?
Well, in last night's game, like each night's different. Like I wouldn't go into that game saying that's what we planned on doing last night, right? You don't, again, you come back at home, those guys got a little more juice. All those kind of things factor in. I think we got to get those guys out there, and we got to figure out how they can be productive, right? And I don't think we want to. I don't want to think we say, okay, this is what we're going to do, or B, we need to try to get those guys in there, and so they can have longer stints and play better as a unit.
You've had Gary in and out of the starting lineup. Do you like him better at this point? Do you like him better with the starting five, or do you need his offense in that second unit?
Well, I think for the most part, a lot of that was injury driven, right? And just waiting for his rhythm or conditioning or whatever to get back, I think, mostly.
Is this recent stretch for Gary as simple as he's gotten healthy here, or is there something else that you've seen over the last couple weeks?
I think healthy and back in rhythm, and also he's feeling good. He's just physically feeling a lot better. I mean, that matters.
What do you think of Precious?
Thought his first stint was shaky, and his second stint was very good. Really played hard, ran hard, guarded hard, protected the rim, blocked a shot or two. I liked it. I think, again, if he's playing with that kind of energy, he's always going to be an impactful player for us. And getting him, I mean, he was tired. He played 4:30 in his first stint, and he was exhausted. But that's the way it goes after being out that long.
Must have been nice to have a healthy starting five, but
Yeah.
how long do you think it's going to take to kind of build cohesion and chemistry again, that everyone's back?
Well, that group's doing pretty good, right? That group's doing pretty good together. I thought they were really good and tough defensively and on point with the coverages, and I mean really played very physical, and we had them back on their heels a lot. I thought that group. So it's just again like, and it's a one game deal. I don't want to sit here and say that the other guys didn't help them that much. The facts are there. You guys saw it, and the stats and all that stuff back it up. But it doesn't mean they can't help them starting today, right? And that's what we gotta shoot for.
When Turner plays that far off of Scotty, at first it looked like Scotty was like very much in facilitating mode, get the ball, set a screen. Then he started to use the space a bit more. Is there one you prefer, or is it just making the right play every time?
I think I prefer that, what you just said. I really like that, the options of he can facilitate, set a screen. And if he gets some separation there, there's really nobody to pick up the oncoming ball handler, right? Because they're back so far. And again, you're right. He did a few where if they're going to sit back, that you kind of need to use that like a runway and just take off downhill at them and go a few times. So I thought he did a really good job of that. And there's certain teams that we'll see that again tomorrow night. They're gonna park their big in the lane, and we need to mix it up. And I thought we did a good job of that. I don't think what I do say is I think he did. I liked it. I thought he did a good job of getting it around and moving it and etc.
Last time I asked you about Fred's shooting, you said it was the left-right axis seemed to be a little long.
Yeah.
Is that what you think was the issue last night? Is that something else changed, or is it continue to be?
I haven't looked at the numbers yet from last night, but I will here shortly. I don't know. I think there's probably nobody that wants him to go in more than him, and it looks like he's going to snap out of it here and there, but it wasn't quite the case last night. He did hit a couple early on, and again, I think the main thing is that we continue to get him really good looks. All right, that's the main thing.
Is Otto making any progress?
He's not. He is not.
Hey, Nick, I know what was happening as your game was going on, as you were traveling home, but as a person in the professional sports world, as a sports fan, and as a human being in general, what was your reaction and maybe some of the team as it was unfolding in the football game last night?
Yeah, I didn't obviously didn't get a. I haven't watched it. I mean, I obviously saw the reports, and it's always trying to keep things in perspective of what your little world's going on, and then you hear some news like that, and that puts things into perspective, pretty quickly, right? So just hopefully comes out of it okay. Thoughts and prayers for sure for him.